Heavenly Father, we come to you in this hour, asking for your guidance and protection to our virtual gathering today. We thank you for the gift of life, the gift of family, the gift of work, and the gift of friendship. We thank you for this great opportunity to bring us together in this session as brothers and sisters. Bless the committee, the facilitator, and the attendees of this gathering. May we continue to value and appreciate the true essence and meaning of life with the help of your grace. And as we go along to our discussion today, we humbly pray that you would deepen our understanding. Lord, enlighten us and give us wisdom every day. Forgive us for our shortcomings Heavenly Father, we come to you in this hour, asking for your guidance and protection to our virtual gathering today. We thank you for the gift of life, the gift of family, the gift of work, and the gift of friendship. We thank you for this great opportunity to bring us together in this session as brothers and sisters. Bless the committee, the facilitator, and the attendees of this gathering. May we continue to value and appreciate the true essence and meaning of life with the help of your grace. And as we go along to our discussion today, we humbly pray that you would deepen our understanding. Lord, enlighten us and give us wisdom every day. Forgive us for our shortcomings and remind us to always be mindful of the things we do in life. We offer our life and our decisions to you, O Lord. May this gathering today create a memorable experience and a fruitful outcome. We ask this through our Lord Jesus Christ, our Redeemer and our Savior. Amen.
Parents, guardian, ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted to welcome you to this Zoom webinar on digital parenting for parents and guardians of uh, our issue kindergarten students, featuring our esteemed speaker, Dr. Dave E. Marshall, our director of the Dr. Mariano Silao Global Studies Center, formerly called uh, the Office of Soul. Dr. Marshall has a wealth of knowledge and experience in guiding parents through the challenges and opportunities presented by the digital age. His insights and advice are sure to be invaluable as we navigate the complexities of raising tech-savvy in the kindergarten student. So, without further ado, let's get ready to embark on this insightful journey with our speaker. Let us all welcome Dr. Dave E. Marshall.
Maayong hapon sa tanan. Good afternoon to all. And I think it's raining outside, but this will give us more time perhaps to focus on our seminar or our webinar this afternoon. Let me share my screen. So digital parenting for parents or guardians of Silliman University kindergarten children. I am Dave Marshall and currently the director of the Silliman of the Global Study Center, formerly Silliman Online University Learning. I am computer science in nature. My field of expertise is into digital. Just a caveat, I'm not a psychologist to talk about digital parenting. So what I'm trying to say is my talk this afternoon will focus more on or give emphasis more of a person or of a father who has actually a grade 1 and at the same time an educational technologist who is doing research in the area of educational technology. So for this afternoon, What you will learn, dear parents or colleague in the parenthood, gain an understanding of digital parenting and its importance. Second, assess the potential risk associated with digital technology for young learners like our children. And third, become acquainted with various strategies aimed at reducing risk for kindergarten pupils when using digital technology and engaging online activities. In the next 45 to 1 hour, I divided my topics basically in three sub-modules, which is that will talk about the importance, the risk, and some strategies, tips and strategies to mitigate the risk that I'll be presenting. Before I will start on the importance, let me share with you what prompted us at the Global Study Center include digital parenting in our list of upskilling for the community or for Silliman community. Philstar newspaper has this headline stating that Filipino kids are the most vulnerable to online threats globally. That's according actually to a study that the study emphasizes that it's actually a study, a cybersecurity company called Surfshark found that Filipino children's exposure to online risk as cyberbullying, phishing, and hacking was the second highest in the world. Cyberbullying, this refers to any form of bullying either on social media or with the use of digital technology. Phishing is a form of communication that will collect information that may take the risk of personal or privacy and at the same time protection. Hacking refers to the process of destroying a certain account in order to gather information specifically on financial and some other data privacy. The study also cited that the Philippines carved a reputation as a hotspot for child pornography and abuse in recent years. Save the Children Philippines to the study revealed in February 2021 the silent pandemic of online sexual abuse and exploitation victimizing Filipino kids at the height of draconian quarantine measures in early 2020. Although the circumstance that the study is referring is during the pandemic, but this could be a good basis for us to include this in our digital parenting initiative. In this picture is an actual picture that was posted that a young girl child, sister of a victim of sexual abuse, uses a cell phone at her home in a poor community in the Philippines. This was divulged by the UNICEF Philippines in 2019. In another study by UNICEF, produced a summary, a comprehensive study on online experiences of children in the Philippines. It talks about opportunities, risks, and barriers that highlights the nature and the environment of the Philippine kids in a digital world or in an online. Let me share to you some result, the summary of result that may prompt us, that may help us, and that may guide us to include digital initiative as part of our parenting responsibility. While most children in the Philippines generally have a good time or fun when online, few children think that there are a lot of good things on the internet that are good for children in their age. The study also reveals that children use the internet for connecting with others, and for schoolwork and education more than for any other purpose. The study also shows that 8 of 100 children interact regularly with someone they met online who falls outside of any of their community when playing games, and 6 in 100 interact regularly with someone they first met online via a social networking site or an application. 1 in 2 children report having used the internet for schoolwork at least every week to almost all the time. Nearly 1 in 2 children in the Philippines say they learned something new online in the past month. 4 in 10 children play online games by themselves, and nearly 3 in 10 children play multiplayer online games. Many children are more comfortable to be themselves online than in person. Fewer than 1 in 2 children feel safe using the internet. The majority of children show their face on their profile, and many show both their address and full body photos. It is not uncommon for children to have multiple Facebook or other social media accounts. Children in the Philippines generally tend to know the more basic and common functions of surfing and consuming online content, but are yet to fully take advantage of the creative and learning or educational opportunities of the internet, or to develop appropriate skills that allow them to do so. More than 1 in 5 children also reported ending up on websites without knowing how they got there. Few children reported being well versed in creative online skills. Most children in the Philippines have not encountered risk, sexual or otherwise, online in the past year, which contradicts also to the previous study. Few children in the Philippines report engaging regularly in risk-taking behavior, with less 1 in 10 children reporting having got really drunk, missed lessons without their parents' knowledge, and having sexual intercourse or being in trouble in the past year. The most common source of unwanted sexual contact online for children in the Philippines is a family member of the child. 1 in 7 children have also at least once met someone offline they first got to know online over the past year. And most children in the Philippines have not encountered sexual content or messages of a sexual nature that they did not want. And very few children who experiences any form of unwanted sexual attention or contact. And most children in the Philippines feel that their parents or caregivers provide guidelines for them, support them, and are accessible for them to talk to about things that go on in the lives. Children speak to their friends and classmates more about their online experiences than teachers or other adults. What's the implication of this result? This result shows that there is a need for us to consider and give emphasis on our responsibility as a parent to guide our kids and to guide our children in this ever changing digital world. So, what is digital parenting? So, digital parenting describes parental efforts and practices for comprehending, supporting, and regulating children's activities in digital environments. To emphasize, digital parenting refers to the practice of raising and guiding children in the digital age, where technology, the internet, and the digital devices play a significant role in their lives. We cannot deny that fact. It involves Digital parenting involves parents, caregivers, our yayas, our household assistants in taking an active and informed approach to help children navigate the digital landscape safely, responsibly, and effectively. Digital parenting also encompasses a range of strategies and principles to address the challenges and opportunities prompted by technology. Digital parenting is becoming increasingly important in today's world as technology also plays an ever expanding role in our lives. Digital parenting is very significant, and this significance or importance include rapid technological advancement. What does it mean? That technology is evolving at an unprecedented pace, and young children are growing up in a digital landscape vastly different from what we experience as parents. And digital parenting helps parents stay informed and guide their children through these challenges. Another advantage to learn at least somehow we have an understanding about digital parenting is as an early exposure. Digital parenting ensures that us parents are actively involved in shaping our children's digital experiences and guiding them to make safe and responsible choices online. Through digital parenting also, it helps us be informed about online safety. You know, the internet is actually a very risky place with potential dangers such as cyberbullying, inappropriate content, and even the online predators. Digital parenting involves educating parents, us, about how to safeguard your children and teach your children how to protect themselves online, especially for kindergarten, because for sure they don't know all those nitty gritty, and perhaps our kids are better than us in surfing and in browsing all those kinds of YouTube channels and other source of content. Through digital parenting also, this will help us balance screen time. Excessive screen time can have adverse effects on our kids' physical and mental health, which I will explain further later. Digital parenting also will help us strike a balance between screen time and other activities like outdoor playing, reading, and socializing. Digital parenting also would provide or give educational opportunities because digital technology can be a powerful tool for learning. And digital parenting, this will help parents to leverage our technology understanding to enhance the our kids' educational experiences, such as using educational apps and online resources. Because sometimes as parents, we need also to learn how to do all this stuff because it's like saying para dili ta mauwat with our kids. And another importance of digital parenting also is on communication and connection. Digital parenting emphasizes the importance of open communication and shared online experiences to strengthen family bonds. Digital parenting also involves teaching children critical thinking skills and digital literacy so that our kids can discern credible information from misinformation and make informed decisions online. Digital parenting also help us or educate us parents and even to our kids about online privacy and security measures. Digital parenting also is a way for us to learn about online etiquette, respect for others, and responsible behavior in digital spaces because these are very crucial aspects to foster positive online interactions. And digital parenting will also give us, be prepared to us in the future, especially now we are now in the so-called of the artificial intelligence era where digital skills are essential for future career opportunities. And through digital parenting, it helps our kids develop also the necessary skills and knowledge to excel in this technology driven teaching and learning. Um, Digital parenting also includes strategies for nurturing our kids' emotional health and resilience in the digital arena. And sometimes they said what the kids are manifesting are actually observed from or at home from the parents or from the people at home. So digital parenting actually also encourages parents to be the role model, to be the model responsible and ethical digital behavior, as our kids are likely to emulate what they see at home. So these are basically the common advantages, significance, importance, why we have to consider digital parenting as our responsibility, especially in this world of digital technology. In the next few slides, I will present to you the different technology risks that parents and caregivers should be aware of. Because while technology can offer numerous benefits for early childhood education and even entertainment, it also comes with certain risks that all of us parents, the caregivers, should be aware of. So here are some of the risks. This may not be applicable in your setting, but these are the common worldwide, and I just removed some which are not applicable in the Philippine context. And some of these risks also is I personally observed this being a computer science graduate or an IT professional or a researcher in educational technology and at the same time a father. Um, One of this, the first risk, number one on the list, according to the global study, is on excessive screen time. One of the primary concerns in the potential is the potential for excessive screen time, which can have negative consequences for our kids' physical health, mental well-being, and overall development. Research shows that spending too much time in front of screens can lead to sedentary behavior, poor sleep patterns. Sometimes they wake up and they murmur those words that what they hear on YouTube or what they hear on TV or on screen, and reduce physical activity. Oh, by the way, when I say screen time, it does not mean only with tablet. It refers to TV, it refers to tablet, it refers to phones, it refers to laptops, and it refers to desktop or any form of digital technology that provides information on screen. Second common risk, developmental delays. Excessive screen time, this is actually correlated with the excessive screen time in the form of passive screen viewing. So for example, simply watching TV shows or watching YouTube may lead to developmental delays in areas such as language acquisition, social skills, and fine motor skills. It can also limit opportunities for hands-on learning and exploration. But I'll tell you, there are also mitigating factors that sometimes in opposite or in another study, it also foster language acquisition or it improves language acquisition, which I will also explain later. The third risk that is common to early childhood or children in general is on the limited social interaction. Spending too much time with screens can reduce opportunities for face-to-face social interaction with their classmates, with their friends, or with even their adults, their titos, their kuyas. And this can affect a child's ability to develop important social and emotional skills, such as empathy, such as communication, such as cooperation, collaboration. Research also shows that uh, too much exposure to screen and because there is developmental delays, there is limited social interaction, it actually manifests on how the kids are also playing inside the classroom. The fourth technology risk that parents should be aware of is on content inappropriateness. Inadvertent exposure to age inappropriate content, including violent, sexual, or disturbing material, can occur while using digital devices or the internet. Say for example, in YouTube, there's a lot of advertisement, there's a lot of commercials, and that commercial sometimes bring the students or bring our kids to other inappropriate content. And this content can be distressing and can confuse our children. The other risk is on privacy and data security. Children may not fully understand the implications of sharing personal information online. It may not be applicable in the kindergarten because perhaps they don't know how to type yet, but sometimes they can send information on what information is being saved in the phone. For example, wrongfully send a picture, wrongfully send a screenshot, they accidentally send an information about the phone and some other details that might be accidentally sent through the cyberspace. There is a risk that they might unintentionally share sensitive information, putting their privacy and security at risk, not just for them, but for the entire family member. Another risk that we should be aware is on the online safety. The internet can be a breeding ground for cyberbullying and inappropriate online behavior. Young children may be vulnerable to such experiences without guidance from parents or caregivers. There's a lot of stories and there's a lot of testimonies about this on online safety because number one, many parents, according to the studies, also they don't have much time to check the social media accounts of their kids. Maybe this may not be applicable for kindergarten because they don't have social media yet, but having a YouTube or watching to YouTube may sometimes share some inappropriate information that will again lead or take the risk to their safety. The other technology risk is on consumerism and advertising. I mentioned this a while ago. Many applications and even websites targeting actually children include advertisement and in-app purchases. Children may not recognize the marketing tactics, leading to unintentional purchase or materialistic attitude. I should admit I was a victim into this. My son was able to trying to download an app. It's a game, and it so happened that that phone is actually connected to my credit card, and luckily it's just only 100 pesos type of game, and at least I was able to disconnect. I was able to disconnect and find means on how to mitigate the problem I encountered. So let's just be careful on this because there are many applications that actually targeted children, especially those children that cannot type, like the kindergarten, and they just keep on skipping, keep on clicking, and sometimes they don't have the patience to wait for the advertisement, and every time they press or they swipe, some in-app purchases are in there. Another technology risk is on addiction and screen dependency. There is a concern that excessive screen time at young age can lead to screen addiction or dependency. And that makes very challenging for children to engage in non-screen activities or develop self-regulation skills. Research shows that there are kids that they prefer to play online or kids prefer to stay in the room because they can play rather than going out to play some physical activities. There's a lot of testimonies and studies into that. We might feel happy, but that our kid is not lakwasera or dili laagan, but sometimes, according to studies, we have to worry, maybe because they are so very dependent on the screen that they don't want to get involved with other people. The other risk of technology is on sleep disruption. Exposure to screens close to bedtime. It means like there are recommendations, no? Let's say for example, avoid using tablet 1 hour before sleeping, because that will lead actually to the disruption of child's sleep pattern due to the blue light. Again, due to the blue light emitted by screens and the stimulating nature of the content. If you notice, sometimes, especially if the content are inappropriate, say for example, war, zombies, and some other scary things, usually they manifest that through their sleeping patterns or sleeping habits. So let's just be careful into that. The other one is on reduce outdoor play. So I think you are familiar into this. Sometimes I am also guilty into this because we are so busy, or especially when we go out, perhaps in going into the restaurant, we simply give the give the tablet for them to stay still because an increased screen time can displace outdoor playtime, which is essential for physical health and the development of gross motor skills. Another one is loss of creativity. Loss of creativity, over-reliance on pre-made digital content can limit a child's creativity and problem-solving abilities. But there is another way in another study who counteract or contradict to their study that digital technology also can increase actually creativity among kids if properly guided. That is why we have digital parenting. So children need opportunities for unstructured play and imagination. Another technology risk is on digital divide. So access to technology varies among families, and some children may not have equal opportunities to benefit from educational resources or entertainment options, potentially exacerbating educational inequalities. Good for some that we have multiple mobile phones that we can give solely to one kid. Um, and then because we don't want to mix our transactions in a phone, I know some parents, they purchase a tablet that is solely for the kids because they don't want to mix with their transactions, office related matter, and etc. I personally, we have a separate tablet for our kid, for my son, because I wanted to organize everything what is in the content there. So it's just a matter of how you to transform or to translate this risk, mitigate this risk into a positive aspect or into a positive way to be an educational tool for our children. There are many negative effects of digital technology, specifically of social media, in terms of health and well-being. I'm not a physical doctor, I'm not a psychologist, but this list is according to a study that excessive use of social networking, social media, YouTube, you name it, may be connected to the following psychiatric problems: attention deficit or hyperactivity disorder, depression also, because sometimes because of inappropriate content, students, or I mean our kids, may be depressed. Obsessive compulsive disorder, narcissistic narcissistic personality disorder, hypochondriasis, and some other disorders, no, dysmorphia, addiction, and many other negative effects that again are related to psychiatric problem. So I'm presenting this because these are realities of how digital technology can be a risk to our kids, especially those kids that need really guidance from us. This may not be applicable to early childhood, but again, there are some literature and there are some news that there are kids and there are as early childhood manifest this kind this kind of effects because of too much exposure on YouTube, too much exposure on TV screens, and some other increase in the screen time. So what does it mean? It means that digital digital technology in general, um, is it is very crucial to us, very crucial for us parents, and even to our yayas, because sometimes our yayas are there to take an active and informed approach to make our children uh, be familiar or an informed approach to our kids technology use. Setting age appropriate limits, choosing high quality educational content, engaging in co-viewing or co-playing, and fostering a balance between screen time and other activities can help maximize benefits of technology while minimizing the potential harms. And additionally, ongoing communication is really vital with our children about responsible and safe technology use, and that is very essential to empower actually our kids to make informed decisions as they grow. So with this technology risk, let us try to transform those risks and think and employ of several strategies to help mitigate risks for kindergarten pupils when it comes to their use of digital technology and online activities. Number one, which is the most common of the strategy in digital parenting. Number one is educate and communicate. Start early by discussing basic digital safety rules and etiquette. In my case, I educate my son what is a volume, when to increase the volume, when to low down the volume in watching YouTube. I even educate him simple things like make sure not to watch or not to hold a phone or a tablet while walking or even in the car. Maintain open and ongoing communication with your child about online experiences. You always follow up. I usually do this. What are those? No, what are those? I always tell them, oh, what you see, those are not real. Those are only on YouTube, because sometimes it creates curiosity for them. Uh, what is this? What is a zombie? What is like that? So I always tell my son actually that those are not real and those are just on YouTube. Establish, you have to communicate. You have to communicate, you have to look at what you have to maintain, in other words, your rules, your guidelines, and even simple etiquette at their level as kindergarten. What else? Another mitigating factor also is you need to set your clear rules and boundaries. So establish a screen time limit and enforce them consistently. No, for example, we have this at home. For sure, you have some rules, no, but just to illustrate on some strategies here, you can say 2 hours a day. We always my son can read already a clock because that's the way for him that, oh, it's 10 o'clock, I can play now, or it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I can play now. So we set limit and then explain the concept of lobat. I remember as early as I think 3 years old, I explain to my son what is a lowbat, what is charging, that we need to charge. So those things, those might be very simple, but sometimes that is very educational to them. I think this is also for me. I don't tell lie and I don't use the content to fabricate stories for them to follow rules. So, for example, if what they see is about content like what content ba about Ryan, because the channel of my son is Ryan, and then I actually monitored all the channels of my son. So you have to look at those, and don't use those stories or content on YouTube for them to be scared, for you, for them to be scared, and that will follow you. So don't do that. Don't use the content for them to penalize, for them to be scared. Don't do that, because I feel very that's very effective. Instead, create a family media plan that outlines when and how devices can be used. So say for example, you can tell no eating perhaps, or no using a phone while you are sitting down on the table. You can only do this as long as there is, and so on and so forth. No, you can do like Monday to Friday, no cell phones, TV only, but in the TV, like in my case, we have Drive C and Drive D on our TV. We downloaded this because we don't want them to be immersed more so much in the tablet, and they can click because it's difficult to track. So what I did actually is I downloaded all those learning content and then put this on the tablet, and our tablet is not connected to the internet. So that's how that's how we set how we organize, which I will explain further later. Choose another one is choose age appropriate content. I remember as early as 1 year old, I downloaded several content, YouTube content, even months, no, because I'm a digital technology advocate. I just make sure that all this digital technology is or can accelerate learning and development. So as early as even inside the tummy, I downloaded music. I played some music relevant to this month. I downloaded YouTube channel. Uh, that equates to the learning expectation. So I do that, no? I downloaded and then put it in the tablet, organize it in the tablet, that our tablet is not connected to the internet. And then I made sure that in our TV, it is also organized. I have drives on our TV. Say, for example, for drive C, there is learning, there is mathematics, there is alphabet. So it's organized so that my kids can just, if the yaya is alone, so the yaya would know what to play. Okay, so select and curate. This is the one I'd mentioned. Select and curate digital content and apps that are suitable for your kids' age and developmental level. So you follow through the developmental expectations, and then you can download those some content to make it more appropriate. I use parental control features to filter content and limit access to age inappropriate material. If you will give YouTube to your kids, don't use the general YouTube, use the YouTube Kids, because there are parental control features that you can apply actually. No, you can set, you can put password, you can put limit and restrictions, you can block content that are not appropriate, and so on and so forth. There's more features for YouTube Kids to monitor than the ordinary or than the general adult YouTube. Another is supervise and co-play. Actively engage with your child during their digital activities. Play together or explore educational apps and website. I personally do this. The channel that 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 is fun with my son is Ryan's channel, that's very educational, and Blippi, that is also very educational. And even Blippi or even some other content of Ryan, we also look at it, no? Because Ryan is, I think, older than my son, so we only allowed content when Ryan, the content provider in YouTube, uh, of the same age of my son. It's good because the parent, I think, of Ryan is a nurse, and then I think the mother, so the mother knows what is an appropriate game or play for Ryan. So um like if you will look at also at the Ryan's channel, I did this. The Ryan channel gives you many experiments, and even Blippi, many experiments. We do that personally. I mean, in actual. So like I remember one time I have to buy soda or Coke and then a menthol because I have to let my son experience what he saw on YouTube about those experiments of soft drinks or cola with a menthol that it will bubble and everything. No, so this is what is meant by supervise and co-play. It's okay to use that technology, that screen, but make sure that you can demonstrate that in live so that he can see the difference, what is digital content and what is a content from YouTube that may be applicable or not applicable in real life. Keep devices in common areas. Say, for example, you have a place in your house that are that is the tablet are there or the phone are there, that you know that if the phone is placed on that area, your kids know that he is allowed to use. But if the phone is not placed in that area, it means that he is not allowed to use that phone. So something like that. There should be a common area or place in your house so that it's gonna be easy for you to monitor. So for example, if you allow only to use their so access YouTube only at the room or at the sala or anything or anywhere, as long as it is easy for you to monitor, rather than please avoid also like they hide from you because they are watching the YouTube. Its research shows that it is not advisable. Make sure that when they are using the technology, the adult is there, someone is around to look at them and instill to them that they are monitoring what they are watching. Then this one, be a model, responsible tech use. No, as a parent, be a positive role model by demonstrating responsible and balanced technology use. No, I remember before I hide when I text. I hide when I receive a call, but sometimes you cannot avoid that. So what I did, I just have to explain that because of my work, I have to do this. So when you grow up, uh, then you can do like this as long as you are responsible. We may have different ways to be responsible, but the idea really is let our kids understand on how to become a responsible tech user. Show your kids how to use devices for learning, creativity, and communication rather than just entertainment. For example, explain to them that in YouTube is not just all about fun, but sometimes you can learn. Just guide them. You cannot just tell you have to learn from that. No, it's difficult. Tell them, it's just a matter of playing. I downloaded Alpha Blocks also. Alpha Blocks, those are language. Those are English words, alphabets. When my kids start to learn, read and read the alphabet. So it's sometimes it's a play but most of the time educational and then communication also, rather than just entertainment. My son is actually on grade 1. It's just only at the grade level when he reached grade 1, that's the time that he used to play game application. Before, when he was in the kindergarten, we never allowed him to. I never downloaded any game to our app, to our phone. All of these are educational, Ryan, and some other stuff. Then online safety training. Let us teach our child about online safety, including not sharing personal information, recognizing inappropriate content, and dealing with cyberbullying. It may not be applicable to kindergarten, especially on sharing, but perhaps simple to this is more into inappropriate content, no safety training, inappropriate content. You can actually tell them, because sometimes it's really difficult, no, especially if your phone is connected to the internet, because in YouTube there is a so-called suggestions, behavioral targeting. It will target really kids, and then most of this targeting, they get information from our kids, no. So let us be make sure that we can also train what is applicable perhaps to our kids, kindergarten pupils. Teach them about electrical, many literature many literature of electrocution cases, because kids, they just the one who perform connecting to the electrical outlets. We can tell them, no, we can tell them that once it is low bat, it should be low bat and it should be empty, and that should not be used, and that you have to wait. Sometimes it's also an exercise for them to be patient. What else? Telling about horrors, about crime, about war. These are not for sure appropriate for kindergarten. No, our son never see some horror and crimes and war on the phone, because again, we always watch the content, we monitor the content. Let's encourage our kids to seek our help if they encounter something not what is this that they are not comfortable with. Another strategy is on privacy protection. This may not be so applicable perhaps in the kindergarten, but ensure the privacy settings on our devices and apps. I explained to you that for YouTube, better if we will provide them or use the YouTube for kids than the general YouTube, because there are parental control. You can set the time, you can block some content, and I think the best way to do that is curate your content so that your technology, your hardware is not connected to the internet. And then engage in learning together. So use the technology such as accessing educational app, interactive books, educational website, and encourage your child's curiosity and creativity through digital tools. Then some strategy also, you have to balance the physical health. Promote physical activity and outdoor play as part of your child's daily routine. I think you know this. Set device free zones and times. No, you can say, oh, Monday to Friday, no gadget because it's school time, and you are only allowed to use during Saturday. But before going to the Saturday, do first your assignment. No, use YouTube as a resource for finding offline activities and experiments that extend the learning experience beyond the screen. So I'd explain to you that there are many there are many family activities on YouTube nga makita sa mga bata. It would be better if you can articulate that physically. No, it would be nice that what they saw on YouTube, you can articulate and demonstrate that in physical activity. Stay informed, keep up to date with latest trends and potential risks. Read news, no? Read news about some potential risks on digital technology. There are many funding agencies who studied about digital parenting. What are some horror stories about how the kids are being victimized because of, again, technology risk. Be aware of the mga applications and mga platforms of your child, what your child is using. So for sure, I think for kindergarten, always nang mana nga YouTube. I'm not sure if you allow them to play any mobile games at that age. You just have to make sure that you know all of these. No, if possible, you try to play. You try to play if that is a game. If possible, you look at what are the intention of the game, so that you can check if the content is appropriate or not. Empower critical thinking. Teach your child to question and think critically about the information they encounter online. Help them differentiate between credible and unreliable sources. Ako personally, I always tell my son, remember that is not real. Those are just on YouTube. So you don't need to do that in school because those are just YouTube. Sometimes they also manifest like what they saw on action. Say for example, my son is very fun on Godzilla. He's tried to he's tried to imitate how Godzilla what is this act, no, so things like those. So it's sometimes you have to accept the fact that they try to emulate and mimic also all those things. We just have to uh make sure that to differentiate what they see is, or what are the things that are applicable in physical or in person from what they see on YouTube. And then encourage social interaction. So I think we are all agreed to this, that balance screen time with opportunities for face-to-face social interactions and play dates, foster social skills and empathy through real-world interactions. And then regularly review and reflect. So periodically assess your child's digital activities and any changes in the behavior. And then you have to adjust your strategy. So say for example, my son, as I'd mentioned to you, karon lang na siya na grade 1 nga naka-play og mga mobile app because because sometimes it's also he learned also that from outside, no, so we have to we have to make sure that any game being played is also appropriate, no, and make sure that that is a learning game app rather than disturbing type of a mobile app. On the chat, may I know what app do your children commonly use? You can chat. May I know what are those? Or do you monitor? Do you monitor what are those apps? Maybe for kindergarten, maybe YouTube. May I know if may I know some parents other than YouTube?
YouTube Kids.
YouTube Kids, that's very good. That's YouTube Kids. As I'd mentioned, YouTube Kids is always better than the usual or the general YouTube because there's a lot of adult content that may not be appropriate. What else? Yeah, YouTube. Other than YouTube, any parent here that their children play na with some mobile games or mobile app in the kindergarten? Do you allow them to play? Uh, yeah, YouTube Kids. Yes. Aside from YouTube Kids, any other game app? Maybe none. So it's better, no? It's better if you don't have or you don't allow yet yet your kid to play a mobile application. But if that is a mobile application, that's okay as long as that's a learning content. That's as long as it's a content that is appropriate to the age. So for example, a mobile app on crossword puzzle or a mobile app to determine the first character of the word or the first letter of the word. There are actually mobile apps that will support also the for the learning development of our kids. Okay, what else? Yeah, so that's YouTube Kids. So YouTube can be a valuable educational tool for kindergarteners when used mindfully and with appropriate content. Mindfully, I put mindfully because dili pud pwedeng oh, there's YouTube Kids, okay na. Don't trust as high as that because you still have something to do in the YouTube Kids. You have to set some settings there. You have to look at some. There was a one time that in YouTube Kids, my son, there was this suggestion that I think it's a French or Spanish content. And then natingala na lang ko kay nag-Spanish nang ako ang anak. So things like those, even if that's YouTube Kids, you really have to look at from time to time. Okay, so here are the some ways to use YouTube for positive impacts in our kids, especially in the teaching and learning. So educational videos, you can curate, like the one I mentioned to you, you can curate educational videos. Curate means you have to download, organize it into your phone so that you don't need to connect. The intention there is you can really monitor that what is being opened by your kid is actually na-evaluate na siya. No? So there are many educational channels from Sesame Street, PBS, National Geographic Kids, which offer age-appropriate content. Alpha Blocks, what else? There are some content for Blippi, for kids, for kindergarten, and even Ryan, uh, and there are many others, no? There are many others educational YouTube channel that can also help. Story time and read aloud. You can do that. Like instead of just letting him play the video, you can do some story time out of that. You can find and play videos for engaging story time sessions and read aloud by skilled narrators, or you can narrate that, and then that can promote a love for reading and storytelling. Learning songs and rhymes. Discover channels. We cannot deny the fact that we cannot compete interactiveness of YouTube than us teaching or others are teaching. They can easily, because our kids right now are very visual. Our kids right now loves to see interactive content, no? High pitch, interactive designs, interactive multimedia. Those are very catchy. And that sometimes these songs and rhymes can teach fundamental concepts like alphabet, days of the week, and the months of the year. No? Siguro we have to include mother tongue and mother tongue and Tagalog there. That's one of our mistake. We forgot to include mother tongue and Tagalog in when we curate educational content. Art and craft tutorials. So explore channels that provide step-by-step instruction for simple art and craft project suitable for kindergarteners. Use these tutorials for creative and hands-on learning. I remember like I downloaded how to fold an airplane. So I have to show that to my son so that he would know how to fold a paper airplane. You can also do some science experiments. So find science experiment videos that are safe and age appropriate. These can introduce young children to basic scientific concepts and the joy of discovery. Ryan channel is very good into this. They have a lot of self-relating, no? Self-relating kay Asian man si Ryan. Self-relating science experiments and very appropriate to the age also. Virtual field trips like virtual field trips to museums, to zoos, to historical sites through YouTube. For sure, your kids also are very familiar with the solar system, the 9 planets, because these are, according to study, the solar system and the planets and the Godzilla, these are the popular sites visited by kids because of interactiveness of the content and the color combination, the multimedia aspects of the content. And then foreign language learning. So maybe include in your checklist to download Tagalog, to download mother tongue, no, in that because um, I think because my son now is in grade 1, we are struggling on the mother tongue and the Tagalog. Maybe you can incorporate that part of the lesson, curating the content about Tagalog and about the mother tongue. And then educational games and puzzles. So discover channels that offer educational games and puzzles designed to enhance problem solving skills and critical thinking. Alpha Blocks, that's one. Um, you also have, I forgot this, mathematics, but it's all about cars. You can also find that one. Learning mathematics. I forgot the channel. Learning mathematics. But it's all about games. It's all about cars. It's all about maybe for girls. Maybe there are about dolls or I don't know. But in experience, we have some mathematic channel that is all about cars, and maybe that's also helpful. What else? Life skills and manners. Seek videos that teach important life skills and manners such as sharing, saying please, no, na yung mga there are content, there are YouTube content about saying please, no, about thank you songs, and all some practicing a good hygiene. But when you curate, it's not your task is not will not end there. Like after saving to the tablet, it's all done, and then you will just give that. You still have to explain, no? You have to explain that this is what you do, what you see is should be applied in actual scenario and so on. And this is the one, create playlist. So organize educational videos into playlists based on themes or subjects, and this makes it easier to access relevant content, especially kung yaya na ang mabilin. It would be easy for the yaya to play which one is playable and so on and so forth. Pause and discuss. You can also do a strategy like this, like pause videos at key points to engage in discussions or ask questions related to the content. For example, you can introduce the 7 wonders of the world. No, for sure, your kids know that, but what they see sometimes may not be appropriate to their level of thinking. But it would be nice to stop first and then explain what are those methodology, because that will actually improve also comprehension and critical thinking. Then quality over quantity. Prioritize high quality educational content over mindless entertainment. No, sometimes I must admit, sometimes we are guilty. I am guilty into this because of the busyness, and then sometimes you just want to consider, oh, nadala ba ang iPhone or nadala ba ang laptop or nadala ba ang tablet, so that your son will not go somewhere else, especially if you have a very makulit na kids, no, and then they will roam around the room, and because you wanted them to stay still, you will just provide the the tablet as a form of entertainment for them uh to just stay and sit down and behave. Choose channels and videos that again align with educational goals. I'm about to end, but remember, no? Remember, digital parenting is not about stopping our kids to use the technology. Research shows that digital technology can accelerate learning among our kids. As long as there is proper guidance, as long as there is responsible parenting, digital parenting, and as long as there are set of rules that I'd mentioned in my previous slides. Digital parenting is about guiding children, guiding our kids to use technology responsibly and safely while harnessing the benefits of technology for their growth and development. And what does it mean? It involves a dynamic and evolving approach that adapts to the changing digital landscape and the child's age and maturity. In conclusion, digital parenting in the kindergarten years is actually a journey of guidance, a journey of exploration and responsible engagement. We may have our own ways of guiding, exploring, and responsible engagement. Let's continue to share each other's strategies. Digital parenting is about striking a balance between embracing the benefits of technology for educational and creative purpose while safeguarding against potential risk. Because whether we like it or not, educational technology really can provide or there are benefits if that is properly used. By staying informed, setting clear boundaries, and fostering open communication, parents and caregivers can empower young learners like our kids in the kindergarten to navigate the digital landscape with confidence and wisdom. The key is actually to ensure that technology becomes a tool for growth, a tool for imagination, and a tool for connection, enhancing early childhood experience as they embark on a path towards a brighter future. So that's end my little sharing on what I know on research and at the same time a little experience on digital parenting. Daghang salamat.
All right. Before we conclude today's session, I want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed guest speaker, Dr. Dave E. Marshall. Your insights, expertise, and engaging presentation have truly enriched our webinar and left a lasting impact on our parents and guardians. We are incredibly grateful for your valuable contribution. So thank you for sharing your knowledge and making this webinar a success. So allow me to share my slide.
If you have questions, I think we have few minutes for the question and answer. Maybe sharing from our co-parent here on some tips perhaps that I wasn't able to include in my presentation. Maybe you have more experiences in mitigating all those risks when it comes to the use of digital technology, especially for kindergarten kids. Like, do you have some instances that you have some technical difficulties also in understanding all of those, and your kids is better than you when it comes to swiping, when it comes to looking all those content and others. I think the best way to do that is look at all of those things. And I think you need a skill in how to download YouTube content for you to be able to curate rather than so dependent on the internet where content at any time they can actually access. Because sometimes there are content videos, especially bloggers, content providers, that what they primarily think is only income and business on YouTube. They don't think actually of the positive impact to the society. There are content like that, that they just simply think engagement. The more like, the more our kids, slide the ruler, the player, the more engagement, the more points they will earn from that. So sometimes there are content like that. We just have to be very careful. There are content that are not appropriate for kindergarten kids, even if that is tagged as educational content.
So I think there is no questions from our chat box. And we have a message here, a thank you message for Dr. Dave from Joanna Ilanga. Thank you so much. It was very informative, sir. And from Ma'am Rowena, thank you. From Jocelyn Baez, thank you, Sir Dave. Okay, so
But
as before we end this session, so we have evaluation here for you to be able to get a certificate. Okay, Ma'am Mars, please post the link on our chat box. Please fill up this evaluation form to get your certificate of attendance. I hope parents and guardians are able to get the link on our chat box. And then we have some announcement. We have upcoming in-person training or seminar on our for our to our household assistants. This this seminar will start this coming October 3 to December 16. If you have mga yaya sa inyong anak, please feel free to come in our office at the Dr. Mariano Silao ICI Laboratory. We're located at Junior High School building. And next, we have a contact information. Please like and visit our Facebook page of Dr. Mariano Lau ICI Laboratory. And in our YouTube channel, like and subscribe. The recorded video of this upscaling will be uploaded and can be accessed at the Silliman Online University Learning YouTube channel. And if you have inquiries or concerns regarding for our seminar, webinar or in-person training this upcoming for Yaya, so you may call us at 420-1901, local 418 or 417. And also we have, you can email us at ici@su.edu.ph. Before we'll end, so if your connectivity allows you, please turn on your camera. And Ma'am Mars will take a photo for us. Parents and guardians, if your connectivity allows you, please turn on your camera for the photo opportunity. Thank you. Parents and guardians, please turn on your camera for the photo opportunity. Ma'am Mars, are you ready?
Mute.
Please give us a count.
Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3, smile. Thank you.
All right, next slide. Okay, once again, parents and guardians, thank you for joining us this afternoon and enjoy the rest of your day.